you're about to see a miracle take place.
The first time you walk through the doors here, you really have a sense that there's something special going on.
Hundreds of volunteers,
They really are the heart and soul of what we do.
supported by donations from ordinary people and from caring corporations and foundations.
You can feel the energy, you can feel the commitment, you can feel the joy. It's really actually about love.
Preparing and delivering thousands of meals at no charge to people coping with serious illnesses.
It doesn't help just gay people or just people who have AIDS. It's an organization that helps people that are ill, no matter what the illness is.
And perhaps the biggest miracle of all is that this happens every weekday, every week of the year.
God's love.
God's love.
We deliver.
We deliver.
We deliver.
God's love.
We deliver.
God's love, we deliver.
Drive down just about any street, in any neighborhood. Behind these walls are people struggling with terrible illnesses: cancer, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, heart disease, HIV/AIDS. Many are too ill to feed themselves, too weak to shop, too sick to cook. God's Love We Deliver is their lifeline.
I've always delivered meals because I want to see that what I'm doing is important to the client.
How you doing? How are you? Thank you.
I feel very blessed to have God's love in my life. But I'm deeply blessed, doubly blessed, honored to have Reggie Smith as a friend.
Reggie is one of 1,400 volunteers at God's Love We Deliver. These volunteers work in various administrative offices, in the kitchen, in the pack-out area, and they go on deliveries.
At other agencies, volunteers come and go, but here we have volunteers that stay for years.
August will make it 4 years. I've been volunteering for 6 years.
I've been volunteering about 10 years now.
I've been a volunteer for about 9 years, and I just passed my 1,000-hour mark.
Why do I do it? I give something back to a community. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the company, actually. That's really why I come down here. And I can't get enough of wrapping bagels.
It's a wonderful feeling to do this and to help people out. And that's why I do it.
Unfortunately, I lost my son back in '91. He had AIDS, and he was on the program for just 3 months. And when I saw the food that they sent him when he died, I said it was payback time. And I've been here ever since.
1986. AIDS was casting a long shadow. Often shut in, underinsured, and forgotten, many with AIDS were forced to choose between paying for medical treatment or paying for food.
At that time, people were being sort of abandoned by their family and friends because there was so much fear. There was no feeding service to feed people that were being sent home from the hospitals that were, dying of AIDS.
Ganga Stone sought the help of Restaurant Claire. Other restaurants joined in, and soon God's Love was cooking on all burners, literally.
I cannot claim to have had any foreknowledge whatsoever of how things would have to be, except to say that there would never be any charge for the food, that there would never be any waiting list for the food, that people who were hungry were experiencing an emergency, a dire emergency, and so no one would ever be turned away. And I think that around those core values, if you will, everything else that had to happen did happen, and I have to say, in a magical way, in a really miraculous way.
This has never been a soup kitchen, this has never been a cafeteria. We've always put the love into the food, and the volunteer base has helped us to put the love in that food and keep it with a homemade texture, homemade quality.
And that was the decision, for example, not to use reclaimed food, not to use food that had been donated, but to purchase that food so we control the quality, the delivery, and everything else. That was from the get-go.
Today, staff and volunteers in our Soho kitchen prepare almost 15,000 meals every week.
The food that we cook with my culinary staff is soul food. Not food from the South, but food from the soul, something that your mother would cook if you were sick.
You're gonna get a spatula, okay? I want 5 of these pans and each one up here, okay? 5 in there.
When I was here, there were a lot of questions about why don't you get a Cuisinart? Why don't you get all of this machinery to chop the vegetables since it's so labor intensive? And the answer was because the volunteers are pouring their love into every single onion they dice. And I truly believe that that's felt by the recipient, that those meals really do come with love because they're made by hand.
The food that you're helping chop or put into a carton or deliver is feeding somebody and it's making somebody stronger, and there's nothing better than that.
And then there are those little extra touches that truly make a difference.
For some of our clients, nobody ever recognizes that that day is their birthday.
We give a birthday cake to each client on their birthdays, and we personalize each cake. And I'm going to start one here.
And when we get those letters that say, "Thank you for remembering my birthday," it's the only cake I've ever gotten, or the only cake I've gotten, this year, and the only person that's ever remembered my birthday this year. It's really beautiful.
The meals are carefully packed in specially insulated containers, loaded into a fleet of vans, and delivered throughout New York City, Newark, and Hudson County, New Jersey.
We're like the United States Postal Service. Rain, sleet, or snow, we're out there making those deliveries.
We made sure we got the food out to them no matter what. That our clients is our first priority no matter what.
By 2002, medical advances had dramatically improved the lives of those with HIV and AIDS. But others in the community were in great need. Changing the mission became a turning point for God's Love We Deliver.
I remember one client in particular in a focus group said, "I share my food every day with my grandmother with diabetes. How could I not?" And I think that became the real credo of why we were expanding. How could we not?
Meal delivery.
God's Love widened its embrace to include people like Shirley.
We're giving Shirley extra meals because she has kids. How many kids do you have?
5.
She has breast cancer.
It was hard when I came home after my surgery. Very weak, couldn't do anything, very helpless.
Or Lynn, who has a life-threatening thyroid disorder.
I searched and searched, and there is really no place that gives you healthy food. You can get food from food pantries, you can get, horrible junk food, which is not what sick people need.
A professionally staffed client service department conducts interviews to determine individual needs. Every client receives 10 meals a week. That's lunch and dinner for 5 days, some hot, some frozen, carefully supervised by a team of nutritionists.
No one does what we do at God's Love We Deliver, sending out a nutritious meal that is specific to your medical needs and education to manage those medical issues. So I think that's what puts us on the forefront and makes us unique.
I would have died, I'm not kidding. I would have died on, my food stamps and being alone. But God's Love We Deliver literally saved my life.
And we're really proud of that. We are proud of the fact that we've never turned anyone away, and within 24 hours we have a meal to you. And that's a beautiful thing. And for 20 years to be able to do that.
God's Love has been able to provide its crucial services because of an ongoing commitment from the philanthropic community. In fact, almost 80% of the organization's budget comes from contributions. Some of that money is raised in Central Park at the annual Race to Deliver and at special events held throughout the year.
We're thrilled. We're thrilled. Because of everybody's support tonight, we're able to feed, I think it's something like 2,700 people for the next 8 months.
We like the way the organization is run. We like that it's run efficiently, that it's run like a business.
Over 2 decades, we have produced and delivered 8.5 million meals. So an event like this is critical to making that happen.
God's Love We Deliver also depends heavily on its major corporate partners.
We locally get hundreds and hundreds of requests every year for funding, all of them good causes, and we have to decide where do we think our money is best spent. And every year, the local board has determined that God's Love We Deliver is where we want to spend our money.
God's Love is one of those types of organizations where we know that when money goes to God's Love, it goes to the people who need it the most.
The funds we raise at God's Love We Deliver go directly to preparing and delivering meals to our clients. That's pure direct service, and it's what every donor loves to hear. That's one of the reasons we have such amazing donor loyalty.
I serve on a number of boards as a representative of Altria, and God's Love is by far and above one of the most dedicated boards I've ever experienced.
The board, the corporate and grassroots supporters, the devoted volunteers and staff. These are the vital ingredients and recipe for 2 decades of stunning success at God's Love We Deliver.
An incredible 20 years when you really look at it. We have our own building, we've expanded our mission, we've doubled our client base.
We are hardly done, we are just beginning. If we can take, and I hope we can, I know we can, all the excitement and the passion and the human feelings that we have for our clients and broaden it and branch out as we're doing, we'll go on forever.
And we will go on forever. God's Love will always be there to help take care of people who are too sick to take care of themselves. And we'll expand. We'll make sure that we help people as soon as they're diagnosed get good information about nutrition and health.
And that's our mission, to improve
the health and well-being
of men, women, and children
living with HIV/AIDS,
cancer, and other serious illnesses.
By addressing hunger
and malnutrition.
I was walking down the street in the village one day, and I was wearing my God's Love We Deliver jacket with the logo on the back. Someone caught my elbow and spun me around and said, "You saved my life. You literally saved my life. I was starving to death, and you brought me food." I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what to say. And then he kept on walking. And I thought, well, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. God's Love We Deliver does make a difference.
It's such a simple idea. So simple, and yet so wonderful. For more than 20 years, God's Love We Deliver.